Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. For those of you who haven't been following along, I got a little box from a store, an Etsy shop called 1924 Linens and More, and she put together an Advent box. So it's 24 days of little vintage goodies. A lot of them are very appropriate for junk journals. They're like linens, hence the name, and antique papers and other things like that. This little guy was opened early on. I'm still not sure entirely what it's supposed to be. It looks to me like a drawer knob or something, but anyway, love it. Makes a great, journal topper, those kinds of things. Anyway, we are starting a new video I'll open and share with you all each day. Today is day 13. If it looks like it's already opened, that's because the tag fell off the other side, or the sticker fell off the other side of the tissue paper. And it doesn't seem like it's stuck very well, and that's okay. And then my beloved cat Sassy decided to eat part of the tissue as well before I had a chance to turn on my camera and come over here to film. She helps me distress papers sometimes, so I love that. Anyway, I'm really excited. We've got this little bobbin. It's a little paper bobbin, which I've never seen before, but I love. Like, I'm more excited about the bobbin than the thread. And this delightful little, I assume, vintage thread. I tend not to sew with vintage thread. Someone once told me that it just doesn't hold up as well as new thread. But you can still use it for little, clusters and things, little bits of texture. So still really excited to have it because that is exactly how I will use it. And then this trim is honestly super delightful. So we have this one I love. No ma'am, that's not for you. No ma'am, what are you doing? That's not for you. Oh, she is lit right now. I love them all. They're beautiful. I want to use them all immediately. This one is really super delicate. I like the way it feels. Like this one I don't want to use because I just want to hold it and touch it and have it forever. Anyway, day 13's a real winner. Very happy. And of course, we'll set aside the tissue paper to use as we work on our journals. I have been making some good progress on a couple of the journals. This is my medium-sized one. I've been working on 3 actively. So one is a teeny tiny one that lives in this little box, and it needs a lot of work still. This one will go in this little tin. Here's the top. Little Santa tin, and I've made a lot of progress there. Got some cute stuff going on. I did a bunch of page decorating just yesterday evening, and I am not one of those people who works on a page from start to finish. I'm very do what feels right in the moment, and then I'll sort of do something until I'm kind of happy with it, but I know it's not finished, and I'll just set it aside until I get inspired to work on that page again. I've been making a lot of clusters for these. This is a little vintage envelope from 1938. I've glued it in so it's got a nice little pocket area here. There's pockets. It's 3 pockets on the top, and then it folds in like that. Yeah, I've really been enjoying playing with this. So that's coming along really nicely. This is just a junk envelope. that I got, but I don't know if you can see the texture on it. I really like the texture on that paper. So I keep a lot of the envelopes that I receive in the mail, but this one especially. This one I ripped open. I usually use a little slicer, so I open them pretty nicely, and I just was absent-minded when I opened this, but that'll still be good for the journal. And then this is a little calendar that a realtor we've worked with a couple times sends out, and I don't really find the need to use like hang a calendar, but I do think this could be fun to play with. It's plasticky. I'm gonna have to really think about how I would alter it, but I thought that it would make a fun junk journal something or other. So I held on to this year, because now that I'm doing so much of the, you know, alteration of items, it's getting easier and easier to think of ways that I could reuse things. And that's it for day 13. Thank you for joining me. We'll be back again tomorrow with day 14. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Hi everyone, it's day 14. And I'm very excited to see what's in this musical package. Before I do, I keep meaning to just mention, I had taken the Christmas tea that I got in my little Advent goodie box, and since it was spiced and not really the kind that I like to drink, I just made the solution to put in here and spray. I've obviously been using it. It's lovely. The best part about this, and this is the case I find with several different tea and coffee solutions, if you like the smell of coffee, if you like the smell of spice, and even though I don't love it in tea, I like the smell of spice, when you spray it, you get that delightful smell. And so every time I go to add just a little bit of tea to any of the Christmas things I'm working on, the spice, the sort of Christmassy spice comes along with it, and it's been really enjoyable. So something to think about when you are picking up tea to use for any sort of tea dyeing is that if you have your choice and you can get one with smells you really like, it does add a little something. All right, this is heavily wrapped in tissue and tape. And I don't know how well I can preserve the tissue given the amount of tape, and that is fine. We'll keep what we can and not worry about the rest. And I know it's probably a little noisy. I'm sorry about that. But, you know, what happens when you unwrap things? They make noise. I've got just a little more tape to contend with here. All right. And some wonderful bubble wrap stuff, and the most adorable little teacup. I'm just talking about tea. Oh, this is just one of those things, like, it's so nice, you know, I mean, this little box of stuff is nice, right? What is so nice when you have something like a decorative little cup like this that you can keep your little trinkets and whatnot in. So yeah, love this. Love this. We'll definitely be using it to store things, and then some lovely antique buttons. And while I do have way more buttons than I'm probably ever going to use in my lifetime, the nice thing about these is that they all are interesting and I guess not antique, vintage, like obviously vintage, and very much the kinds that I would want to add to my collection. I just like this. Looks like a little beret or some sort of little hat. Yeah, I often, if I pick up a button jar or something that I find at a really low price, I will often go through them and pull out some of the plainer buttons that I don't gravitate towards. And I usually save sets. So if there's a set of buttons I've gotten that all match, I do sew some garments. So if it's a set of buttons that I think I might use in my garment sewing, I'll set those aside. And then the rest of them, I keep them if I'm drawn to them, and I put the rest in a pile to redonate. Because otherwise it's too overwhelming. I have way too many buttons and, you know, a large amount of them that I don't actually want to use. And so it's much easier to have a curated collection like this and pick up one or two that you know, think are special, rather than a mountain of buttons, you know, 50% of which are either plain black or like plain white, or that little mottled brown and white like tortoise shell. So yeah, this is nice, and more teeny tiny little lacy squares, which I honestly could never have enough of. So very excited about all of this. Can't wait to see what's in store for day 15. All right, Sassy Cat, you gotta let me sit down. Okay, we're gonna share the chair. Sassy and I are sharing the chair today. It's her favorite place, and she is in a mood. Oh, she has given me the chair. All right, it is day 15. Opening up our Advent box of goodies from 1924. Linens and more. Very excited. Love that I have even more of this delightful tissue paper. Can't get enough. Ooh, we have a lovely little square. We know I love the little squares. And this little trim is a delight. Okay, put those over there. I love this train fabric. I've been, I don't know where I put them. I've been treating the other printed on fabrics with some of my tea spray and stuff. And it's looking nice. There's this like quilty fabric. Nice texture there. This little tiny scrap. I really love this check. I've been a big fan of the check from Tracy Fox's kit. And this just goes with that so perfectly. And this is lovely. And this is some of that fun netting. I like using the nettings. You can find ones like these a lot of times at in the craft or floral sections. I've seen some like this, and they're always fun to play with. And then a little bit more of this upholstery fabric that is very fun. And it's got that nice soft chenille sort of feel to it. Love it. Lovely. Can't wait to use it. This one on top here I may save for a non-Christmas situation. Most of these are going to work in Christmas journals. This feels like it would be very fun for a big cluster or as part of a cover piece. So lots of possibilities here. Can't wait to see what day 16 brings. Hi there. It is day 16 of Advent goodies from 1924 Linens and More. I'm also going to do day 17, and this is primarily because when I was reorganizing the box to make sure I could find things in the right order, I found this tube with nothing in it, and I found this pen, and I had a sneaking suspicion that the pen had been in the tube. So I already know what it is, and I didn't really feel the need to do a separate unveiling recording tomorrow, given the situation. So let's do 16 today, and then I'll catch back up with you all for 18. sweet little ornament. I like that she's like a normal person dressed in normal winter garb, but has angel wings. That's very sweet. That is very sweet. So, sweet little ornament today. And this little card, is it a sticker? It might be a little sticker, actually, with this little image on it. It's very nice. And then a big square. Still awesome. It's still, like, I'm very partial to mini everything. But yeah, I just love these squares. And it'll actually fit perfectly in one of the bigger Christmas journals I've been working on. So I finally made a cover, well, 2 covers for the 2 larger scale journals that I've been working on. They're still not finished. I'm gonna do some, obviously some decorating and stuff, but I tend to work better when I have a journal to work in. And so I've been working on these pages for a while, but they end up feeling so disjointed when they're like this. So I wanted to get them in an actual journal, and get them contained. So 2 signatures. Still lots of work to be done. These are not nearly as far along as my smaller journals in their tins are. But very excited. And then I did the elastic binding. I like doing that because it makes it possible for me to take pages out while I work on them. If I want to do, you know, some stitching. I am not the type of person who has a vision in her head. There are some people who can picture things in their heads, and some people who really can't. Like, if you tell me to picture a horse, I can't really picture a horse. I can tell you what a horse looks like descriptively, but I can't actually see it in my head. And so most of my art and definitely my journal making is very responding to what's around me in the moment, responding to what's already on the page. And I think that's why having that structure to work in makes a big difference for me. And so I can do things impromptu, like, oh, I actually wish I had added stitching to that page. Well, I don't have to worry that it's already in the book. I can just pop it out, add the stitching, you know, do the things that are hard to do once the journal's bound, I can still do. And then anybody who purchases it, who wants to continue adding to it or writing in it, you know, if there's bulk on some of the pages, you can actually take out the page you want to work on. You don't have to worry about trying to, you know, write neatly when there's something bumpy underneath. There's still going to be a little bit of that, just because, you know, like this is attached. So if you're trying to work on the other side of it, you're going to have that underneath. But that's another reason I like to do a lot of removable journaling cards and things like that. Again, so people can pull stuff out, put stuff back in. So these are in progress, and this little guy is going to work wonderfully on one of the covers or one of the pages. So very excited about that. Very happy with today. And now I have this handy little pen, which I'm definitely can use. I have no shortage of need for pens. And that's it for 16 and 17. And I'll see you shortly for day 18. Hey everybody, it is a day 18. And that means we are 3/4 of the way through the Advent goodie box. And that is awesome and sad at the same time, because I have really gotten, I really enjoy, you know, getting a goodie a day, and I might have withdrawal when I don't get a goodie a day anymore. Anyhow, that seems like not a real problem in the world. But I'm excited. Okay, I tried to save the paper as much as possible because I do enjoy music paper. And I enjoy it from a lot of different things. I have some, but it's all from the same book. And unfortunately, the pages themselves have been really brittle and not quite as nice to use as the ones I've been getting in my goodie box. So very excited to get more music paper. Very excited to get this very old Christmas card, 1956. So theoretically from sometime around there. Oh, it is from an original piece of art by M. Wygren. See the little signature down there. And some little bunnies next to a tree from someone named Arthur E.B. Tanner. Oh, with very nice handwriting, by the way. And I guess they weren't doing the little postal codes at the bottom yet, the zip code, because it just has the rest of the address. Anyway, I'm a big fan. Oh, there's other stuff in here. I was trying to figure out what that resistance was. There we go. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to put my little card back in. I mean, just... I can't tell what they used for the background. It almost looks like pastel. Anyhow. And then a little Christmas candle sticker. And Merry Christmas. And this beautiful tag. Oh, I love that. 1931 Christmas seal. It's not a stamp, it's a seal. Merry Xmas. Merry Christmas. And a little tree sticker. And then this lovely little hanky. It is in fabulous condition. It's so soft. Really, really great. Love this. Day 18 was a mighty good day. All right. As usual, I will probably stop this video at day 18, start the next one at day 19, and take us through to the end. So hope to see you next time to find out what we've got.